In previous video we seen what is MongoDB, what is difference between NoSQL and SQL, and many more. Like we can again revise the definition of MongoDB. Like MongoDB is NoSQL document based database that will store data in JSON like document, and it doesn't have fixed schema, so that will be like it have also non-relational. So if someone asks in interview, you can like say MongoDB is no SQL non-relational database that will store data in JSON like document, and it doesn't have fixed schema. And you can continue with more like it's have a collection compared to SQL, it's a table collection document and key value pair. So that you can answer in interview. uh, Today we are going to learn how can we interact with that MongoDB database. How can we do interaction with that database? We have two options to interact with database. We have graphical user interface that will be on the Compass, MongoDB Compass, and we have CLI command line interface. Mongo sh we can use to start the to connect with, first connect with database. Either it will be on the local or it will be hosted like remote database. We can connect using CLI, or we can use using graphic user interface. We have MongoDB Compass already installed. It will provide graphical user interface to look connect with local, or either we can use our remote database URI. We can connect, save and connect directly here if we have connection string. And if we like click on connect, it will connect. And we have also without installing anything, we already get the MongoDB shell here. But let's not use that. Let's because it will already give suggestion that I don't like db dot, as you can see it will give already suggestion, so it won't good if we are learning. So let's not use that. And we can use for that, we can use command prompt or any other shell. So this will be our CLI command line interface. First start with graphical user interface. We have connected with our local like database using this port. We can create multiple database. We have admin config first db local test, and we can click on this first not first, this plus sign to create database like ABCD collection EFG or my collection. So at the time of creating this database, we have to like give also collection. We have to create also collection at the time of creating database. We can click on create database, it will create this ABCD database, and we have collection. And we can like delete also this database, and we can also rename the collection or drop or delete the collection. So we seen how to create database, how to create collection using graphical user interface. We can insert multiple document also, but here it need, if we are creating multiple documents, it's need ID. So here we can like add for now one document. This will be name John, we can insert document and we can see right now we don't have any schema validation, we don't have fixed schema, so we can add as many as property or as many as less as property. We don't have fixed structure here. If we want to add JSON multiple files, we can add import JSON. I think I have data.json that have, if I open on the VS Code, you can see how it look like. So this data look like this, only name. We have three like property, three documents. If I select and import, it will add all the three data, so we can do add multiple files using import JSON or CSV file. We can like use query find here. If I do name, that will be John, it will show only John record, as you can see. And we have more option on here. We can sort using some fields or column. We can limit the data, we can skip, and we have more option. We can update this record. So if I pass the empty object, it will show all the data, as you can see. And we have all the option on the update. We can edit the document and we can update the name. We can delete the record. Let's first update to Alice and we can update, and we can delete this Barcelona and we can delete. So we can like interaction with our data, this ABCD database, and interaction with, we can do interaction with this my collection using only this clicking button here and there, adding. So it it can so it's easy, it can do anyone can do it, like using uh, just clicking on the screen, anyone can do it. But in the like industry, they use this command, mostly they use command prompt to interaction with database. Like first let's start with command line interface. Now we already seen graphical user interface, and let's see so we can here also enforce the schema using this validation, enforce fixed schema using this validation. uh, Compared to Mongo schema, this is completely different. We can directly do enforce schema on the direct database, not like middleware in we use in Mongoose. uh, so we see in graphical user interface is done, this one is done. Create database, create collection. First here what we did, we connect with database. Here I hope you can see on the screen, or let me zoom, how to connect with any database. Either it will be local or either it will be remote. We can use mongo sh command. We can write here mongo sh mongo shell, and we have to provide the URI string, URI string. You can create a remote string also on the MongoDB website. If I don't pass any URI string, it will by default grab the local one, like localhost 107 something like this on the compass, what is just 27017. If I don't pass any URI string, it will by default connect to local database. So let's do use mongo sh, and if I don't pass any string, it will by default connect to this mongo local MongoDB, and we by default get test database, and we are right now connected with our local this this one database. And if we want to disconnect, we can use exit, and we are disconnected, and we can use clear to clear the screen. To connect with remote database, we can use mongo sh, and I have a remote database string that I can blur now, so you cannot connect with my database. So I will blur this one, and if I press enter, I connected with my remote database, and we can see how many database using uh, dbs, not dbs, like show dbs, yes, show dbs. So we have test that. So these are the local remote database. I have test database with 5.94 MB, and if I want to know that which database I am in, current database, like which database I am in current, so I can do db, and I can see I am in test, and inside test how many collection I have, I can do show collections. So I have so many database because I used in my so many project, clothes for e-commerce website, Cavio pics, photos for photo album, and books. So I use so many collection for my project. And so we like already uh, know how to connect with remote database. So let's exit now, because I don't want to show more information about my remote database. Let's work on local database. So let's exit now. What is the, yes, we exit and clear, and let's work with this local database. Let's first do learn command on like how to create database. We learn how to connect with database. So this one is how to connect with database. How to create, we don't have command for create database, like create then database, and so we don't have like that. We have to use then db name, database name. So it will create by default that database, create database. Let's use bracket. I hope you can see on the screen, use database name. So let's create one database. What uh, could be the first, we have to connect with that local db. How can we do? Mongo sh, enter, we connected with, and by default So how can we see how many database we can use? Show DBs. We have abcd admin config first db and test. We are right now on the test. To switch some database we can use abcd, and we are right now on the abcd. As you can see, switch to db abcd. But if we want to create some database, that also we can use this use command. Let's do use what we can give name to database. uh, let's give my name use Ankit. And if I so Amazon parcel, let me pause the video. I have to return the parcel. Here I use then my database name, that will be Ankit, and it will show that it switched to this one. And if I use that show dbs, then it won't show that database here, because to uh, create database we have to also create collection, then we have to add something on that collection. So to create collection we can do use db dot, then collection name, maybe it will be to do list, or we can do to do's collection name. Then we can do insert one to insert data, that will be why it's not working. Let me clear first, it will create someone else. Let me clear the screen. And right now I am on database. If I do db, we are right now on this Ankit database, and we can create db dot, we can do create collection also. I think create collection name is to do's. Okay, so we can do create collection, or we can do db dot collection dot insert one to insert some data. So we created without inserting any data on the collection or db. If I do show db now, so db is, so we have Ankit database with 8 kb, or what is this, kib. So to see the database on the show db, we have to create at least one collection inside that database. Okay, then to see collection on that database we can do show collections. We can see we have one to do collection. So how many commands did we learn? Let's write here. Use database name to create or switch database, create or switch db, and we did show dbs, how many database we have. And to create collection we did db dot create collection, then collection name, string to do's. Then we can see inside db show collection also. And to see the database name what we are in current right now, we can write db only command. Create collection. To insert, to create and insert at once, we can do db dot collection name, that will be to do's dot insert one. Can give title title coding. To insert anything or create collection at the time of, like, insert also at once, we see 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7 commands. 6 command on dbs. So this one on the dbs, we see if you want to see the status of to do's, we can do db dot states. We can see how many collection we have, one, and more information about this db. Similar for collection, like db dot to do's dot stats. We can see more information on the, like, so many information that we don't have information, like what is this. So this one information about db and this information about collection using stats. If you want to see, you can see, otherwise you can ignore. Now how can we delete, like, database? So on the CRUD, like, create, we already see how to create. How to read the collection also we can use find, but we don't have update option on the, like, we don't have rename or update option on the database. We can do only create and delete the database. Here we can create, switch to other database, or we can delete the database. So how can we delete the database? Let's do db dot drop database, and we have to give name, that will be my name, Keith, my name database. So right now we are on this database. How can we see db, and we can see the database we are in right now. How to remove this db dot? So it will remove the collection also, like show collection, show collections. We have to do's, it will remove this to do also. If I do db dot drop database, database name, okay, yes, dropped this one, status okay, one. If I do show dbs, we don't have that Ankit database. It will show that we are right now on that database, but we don't have that database. It won't implicitly switch to other database, like let's use abcd. So we are right now abcd, but if I show dbs, we don't have that deleted database. So we seen, so mainly what commands that we should know, like create database. Okay, we learn. Rename database, we don't have command. Delete also we seen. Drop database, then how to create collection inside. So mainly two commands that we have to know, mainly three, not two. Switch database, it's similar to create and switch database. And drop database, that like two commands work for three. Switch database, create database, that will be use this one, only one command work. And show database, drop database to drop. And show db, you can remember, like you can memorize or you can forget, it doesn't matter, but it also like important. So these three commands you can memorize, or you can practice, you can more practice to, like if you don't want to memorize, you can like practice more to, it will fit on the mind. Use database, create database, switch database, drop database, delete database, and show dbs. Okay, now, and this one also, which database we are current in, db. Let's move to collection. Collection also we created using these two commands, where we can create at the time of insert any data on the collection, this one. And we can also use, if we don't want to explicitly insert any value, we just want to create collection, we can use this create collection, then collection name. Here we have option to rename the collection, we can use db dot rename collection. Let's do on the abcd, let's see the show collection. On the abcd, show collections, db dot show collection. What is the issue? Show db, so collections, it should work without this db collection. Yes, we have my collection. Let's write that show collection also for collection, this one for collection. Let's change the color collection, and this one is for dbs. Database. Let's select all and zoom out. We have collection command. We can see the first we have to switch to that database, and we can see show collection, that will be my collection. And to change that my collection name, we can do db dot rename collection. No, I think we have to provide the collection also. Which collection? db dot my collection dot rename. It's visible collection. We can give name to do's. Here to do's. Let's enter, and yes, it worked. So we write wrong command here. We have to do db dot collection name dot rename collection. Then we have to add that rename collection name. Now if we say show collections, we see to do's. Let's clear the screen, control L. Now what command should we learn? We seen how to insert, how to see the documents inside show collection, create collection, rename collection, show collection, create collection, rename collection, and let's see drop also, how to remove that collection. We can do db dot collection name, then drop, and we don't have to pass anything here. Okay, let's see. Let's remove show collections. Let's remove to do's. db dot to do's, spelling is in uppercase first letter, to do's dot drop. Yes, true means drop, it's deleted that collection. So if I do show collection, there is nothing on the collection because we removed to do. So this one also worked. So on the db we don't have rename or update the database option, only create, drop, and show dbs. Here we have rename option, we can create, we have rename option, and delete also, like similar to database we have create and delete option, but we have also rename option. Compared to database we don't have that option. We have rename collection already done, drop collection also done. How to read the documents from the collection? We have a find method that we can see in the details, but for now let's again create some to do's. How to create collection? With insert data, we can do insert one db, or we can do insert many also. If we have multiple data, so many data, db dot collection name to do's dot insert. Let's do insert one for now. Name or title, walking. If I press enter, we have added one data inside to do collection. Show collections, we have to do's, but how can we see that information? We can do db dot to do's dot find we can pass the empty object, and we can see the object ID automatically. It will create all the unique for every document. We can see the titles, and if we use insert many, let's also use insert many db dot collection name is to do's dot insert many. Many is Pascal case. In camel case, whole query is in Pascal case. Not Pascal case, camel case. First is I small, then insert many. We have to pass the array of object, I think. Title meditation meditation. Other object is title coding. Let's do enter, and we added two documents. Let's see on the collection of db dot todos dot find. We have to insert the empty object to pass the like query options. If we do without that, also it will work. As you can see, we inserted three documents. Documents is JSON like document is JSON like object, as you can see, and it will store in behind the scene in BASIN binary like JSON to for better performance. Okay, walking meditation, and how to delete all these documents. Let's first do this find one, like find like query. So we already did db database and collection, all the necessary commands. Now we have to go little more advanced, like how can we pass the option, how can we delete the documents. Now we are going towards the documents related commands that we can see, I think, in next video. Otherwise it will be more like confusing for you. For now you can learn how to create db and how to work around collections. Next we can see on the document based commands, how to delete documents, how to find that particular documents, like crud, how to update. And you have to like careful with some commands are not available on mongoose middleware library to interaction with database, like insert one will not work on the mongoose. We have to use create mongoose model dot create and model dot, we can use new model, then we can also save. We have save option to create, so we have two option on the mongoose to create. So if you want to direct interaction with database, to do direct interaction with database using command prompt, you can learn this basics commands. You have to like learn collection, then we have documents commands that we can see in the next video. Okay, so you have to like remember that some commands are similar, some query is similar in mongoose and this MongoDB direct query. like find and find one also, it will be similar. So let's do basic find for now. Find, if we want to particular find with name property, we can do name should be not, we need title here. Title should be coding, so we can find only coding here, as you can see. So you can pass more option as like if your document have more fields, you can find based on that using this. And find one will not give array of object, find one will give only document. As you can see, it's a document and it's an array of object. So based on your response required, you can use either find or find one. Okay, so this is the basic practice on the find the documents on the that particular collection, on the particular database. So let's uh, do that in next video on the documents documents command. So thank you.